Every January, millions of people promise themselves that this year will be different. They promise to wake up early, work harder, become healthier, and finally chase the life they've always wanted. Yet only a few weeks later, most of those promises disappear. Why do we keep quitting? The beginning is always exciting. Motivation is high. Energy feels endless. Everything seems possible. But motivation has one dangerous flaw. It never stays forever. Then life happens. You become tired, busy, discouraged. Suddenly, the same dream that once excited you now feels impossible. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they confuse temporary emotions with permanent decisions. Your mind has a favorite sentence. You can always continue tomorrow. It sounds reasonable, but tomorrow has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. Miyamoto Musashi once taught that true strength isn't shown during moments of excitement. It's revealed when enthusiasm disappears, and you continue anyway. Most people follow the crowd because quitting feels normal. But extraordinary lives are built by people willing to keep walking, even when they're walking alone. Mountains never become smaller. You simply become stronger with every step you refuse to skip. Never underestimate one small step. Great lives aren't built through giant moments. They're built through tiny decisions repeated every single day. One day becomes 1 week. 1 week becomes 1 month. The secret was never speed. It was consistency. Every morning, life asks you the same question. Will you choose what is easy, or what will make you stronger? Most people answer without thinking. They choose comfort because pain feels like the enemy. But Musashi believed pain was often the greatest teacher. The moment you choose discipline, you'll notice something uncomfortable. Fewer people are walking beside you. Growth has always been lonely because very few people are willing to pay its price. Eventually, you'll fail. You'll miss a workout. You'll skip a habit. You'll make mistakes. The question isn't whether you'll fall. The question is what you'll do after you hit the ground. Musashi never taught people to avoid failure. He taught them to become the kind of person who gets back up immediately. Falling isn't weakness. Staying down is. Every time you rise after failure, something inside you changes. Confidence isn't born from winning. It's born from proving to yourself that failure cannot stop you. Discipline feels heavy in the beginning, but over time, something incredible happens. The weight doesn't become lighter, you become stronger. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning that obstacles aren't interruptions to life. They are life itself. Every challenge you face is another opportunity to build the person you're becoming. Along your journey, you'll pass the dreams other people abandoned, not because they lacked talent, but because they lacked consistency. Never leave your future beside the road. Success always feels impossible from the bottom, but every step changes your perspective. Suddenly, what once looked unreachable begins to feel inevitable. The voice telling you to quit hasn't disappeared. It's simply become quieter, not because it grew weaker, but because you've grown strong. This is where most people turn back, not because the goal isn't worth it, but because the final stretch demands everything they've got. Greatness is reserved for those who keep moving when comfort begs them to stop. There will be days when you feel exhausted, days when nothing seems to change. But remember this: progress is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. Notice something incredible. The shadow didn't disappear because it gave up. It disappeared because you stopped listening. Every ignored excuse starves your weaker self. Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow." When your purpose becomes stronger than your excuses, quitting no longer feels like an option. The summit isn't beautiful because it's easy to reach. It's beautiful because of everything you had to become to stand there. The world didn't suddenly become easier. You became stronger. That's the reward of discipline. It changes you long before it changes your life. The greatest enemy was never failure. It was the version of yourself that believed comfort was safer than growth. Every great philosopher understood one timeless truth. Freedom isn't doing whatever you want. Freedom is becoming someone your emotions can no longer control. Looking back, he realizes something profound. It wasn't one heroic moment that transformed his life. It was every ordinary day he chose not to quit. Small victories became a new identity. Miyamoto Musashi devoted his life to mastering himself before mastering anything else. Marcus Aurelius taught that obstacles reveal character. Nietzsche reminded us that purpose gives strength. Their message was the same. Your future is decided by what you do when no one is watching. So tomorrow morning, when your mind whispers, skip it just this once, remember this. The life you dream of belongs to the version of you that refuses to quit. One decision, one habit, one day at a time. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary.